It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So for this week's video, it is going to be a what sold video. Apologies for not being present. Last week I put up that short, if you haven't seen it, of some of my recent finds. So I guess I was kind of there, but kind of not. I had COVID, so I was not well enough to do a full-length video. But we are going to talk about my sales from the past few weeks. This last week of eBay has been really, really bad. Worst I've seen it in a while. Have I got sales? Yeah, a few here and there, but it's been bad. and to anyone who's wondering, I never at any point stopped promoting because of the changes that eBay made to the promoted listings. I know a lot of people have stopped, but I never did. So it's not because of that in my case, which is, good for you guys to know that, there are slow times a year, although this time of year can be better. There's a little slump after the holidays, but maybe that's all it is. Or maybe it's something bigger. Who knows? I don't know at this point, but let's talk about what I sold. So first off, we have a lot of 3 WWE figures. These are zombies. They're pretty cool, actually. I could tell when I got that big lot of wrestlers that these were going to be pretty good ones. So I sold those for $29, and that's all profit in my pocket because I already made hundreds of dollars on that lot of wrestlers. So I still have a couple more things to sell from it, but it's been really good. Next, we have a vintage small action figure from the Saga of Crystar, I believe it's called. Don't have a clue what this is. This was before my time, but it was vintage and expensive, and it sold for $25.95. And this was another thing from that toy lot that I got that I'm already in the green for. So this is all just straight money in my pocket. Next, we have a Polaroid digital camcorder. I paid $12 for this, and I sold it for $46. So I paid up a little because it was new. Goodwill's like, hey, it's new, $12. So I still made, more than double my money. So I'm happy. Next, this was an exciting sale to see. Tech Deck dudes. These are pretty rare. So if you see these guys that are on skateboards, you definitely want to be on the lookout for them. They do come apart from the skateboards. But yes, these are Tech Deck dudes. So you got your Tech Deck boards and then these little guys that skate on top of them. They're rare. People want them. There's different levels of rarity like anything, but I paid $25 at Savers because Savers loves marking stuff up. At least mine does. So $25. So it was an investment, but I knew with the number of them in there that I was going to profit good money. So I did. Next, we have a plug and play. A lot of plug and plays don't carry much value, but this particular plug and play does. This is one of the more valuable ones. This is Miss Pac-Man. And I paid $5 for this at a thrift store and sold the plug and play for $27.50. Sold very quickly. Next, an item that did not sell as quickly, but was still a great sale. This Wusthof knife. It was like a big, huge, butcher knife. And I paid $1 for this at a garage sale, but I knew the brand was good. I went on this kick for a while where I was buying a bunch of knives. But it's one of those things that don't always get marked up. So this is an example of that. So this old knife was very valuable. It just did take a little bit to sell, yes, because a lot of people buy knife sets and they never need it again, So it's probably not something that, to sell an isolated singular knife, it's not always the easiest thing to do. If you have a whole set, it's on it with a block, I'm sure it's, much easier, but $40. So great sale. Next, not even going to try to pronounce this brand. I think, I don't know, is it Swedish maybe? It's a flannel and it's a high-end brand, and the thrift store I got it from was not aware of it apparently because it was brand new, sitting in there with all the other flannel shirts, not marked up at all. So I paid $6 from this particular thrift store and flipped it for $50. Wasn't the greatest size ever because I'm pretty sure it's a men's small, but somebody bought it. Was not listed long at all, so that was a great sale. Next, this was not listed very long at all either. I might have even bought this the same day. So this brand is Holden. They do make some pretty pricey stuff, and this jacket was awesome. Like, I thought about keeping it because it was really cool. But I paid $8 for it, and it's not so popular that all the thrift stores know about it, so keep that brand in mind, folks. It's not every item from Holden, so you do want to look it up if you find Holden stuff, but I've definitely scored multiple Holden items and sold them and made good money. So this one sold for $70. Great sale. Next, we have a Monster High doll. I honestly thought this would go higher than it did. It did not sell well. It did not. It partly was because it had ink on the face. It actually kind of looked like a bruise, so I thought maybe that would be appealing to somebody, and it did get sold, so obviously somebody wants it, but I had to lower the price quite a bit. I had it priced, $55 or something like that to start, because I think in better condition you probably could get it for that. But she ended up selling for $37. So it was a little bit of money invested and a little bit of disappointment. But I keep it honest on this channel, so I don't always want to just dance around the not as great pickups. Because you think Monster High, it's going to be a home run. But condition is important. Next, this was a huge sale. Tron figures. I was so excited when I bought this toy lot and I saw these figures in there. And they look very unassuming, but they're worth a lot of money. So I sold them for $130. So yay, great sale. Next, we have a pecan pie dish. This is one of those things I may have bypassed at the thrift store if I didn't have more time. Like sometimes when I have more time on my hands, I end up finding more items because I look closer at stuff that I don't think is going to be worth it, but then it ends up being worth it. This is one of those items, so it's probably good for you all to know. There's other variations of these, like with different kinds of pies. I can't speak on those other variations, but this pecan pie, it was cute. It had like a recipe on the inside, so that was kind of cool. So it was purchased for $5 and sold for $55. Great flip. Next, we have a Mickey Mouse fondue fountain. Say that 5 times fast. But anyways, $5, cheap purchase. Sold for $37, sat for maybe a couple of months, not incredibly long. Next, this is a great flip. I love talking about stuff like this because it's stuff that you think maybe wouldn't be worth it, but it was Loungefly brand, so that caught my attention to begin with because Loungefly stuff is popular. And it was Nightmare Before Christmas. I know Nightmare Before Christmas is popular. So you combine the two things together, and I figured, this little coin purse is only 50 cents, and I bet I can sell it for a lot more. And sure enough, was able to sell it for $20.50. So there you go. It was a great sale, even though it was just $20. But I mean, look at how little of an investment that was. If I could find more little Loungefly coin purses that sell in the $20 range, I'd be picking them up all day. Next, we have a Masters of the Universe game. I was really excited to pick this up, but unfortunately it was not a complete game. I paid $5 for it, sold it for $32, and this game was far from complete. It wasn't like it was just missing one pawn. Like, it was missing quite a few things. So you can imagine what these things sell for when they're complete. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for a Masters of the Universe board game. It's old. It's vintage. It's valuable. And that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I'm now on the quest for 10,000 subscribers. I'm just past 6, so I have a long way to go, but someday I'd like to hit the double digits, and I need your help for that if you haven't subscribed and you're watching. So please do subscribe. I make new content just about every week. Sometimes I don't, but I try. So until next time, this is Melanie with Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll hopefully see you next week.